The girl merely dipped her hand into the clear seawater, never expecting the bizarre event that would unfold in the next second. Countless small fish, as if answering some mysterious call, began swimming toward her location. The greedy fishermen weren't particularly surprised by this sight, for whenever they took the girl out to sea, they always returned with bountiful catches. It was precisely this special ability that sustained nearly 100 insatiable residents on the small island. Yet the girl's secrets went far deeper than this. Every morning, long queues would form outside the home of the couple who had adopted her. Anyone who came into contact with the girl, regardless of what ailments they suffered from, would be healed. Even small wounds would visibly mend at an astonishing speed. This incredible power transformed the girl into a sacred being in the islanders' hearts. From then on, the island's clinic became deserted while the mayor's house bustled with visitors. Even his mother-in-law, who had suffered from dementia, miraculously recovered her memory and vitality, even returning to her role as the island's teacher. To ensure the girl would remain on the island forever, the residents unanimously decided to sever all contact with the outside world. Whenever outsiders approached, they would ring warning bells and extinguish all lights to avoid detection. 10 years passed in the blink of an eye, yet time seemed exceptionally kind to the mayor and his wife. Their faces showed no signs of aging, as if they had been granted eternal youth. One day, Annie and her friends were playing on the mountain when they suddenly discovered an enormous beehive on the ground. Strangely, as Annie slowly approached, the typically aggressive bees landed on her hand like tame pets. Just as Annie was showing this miraculous sight to her friends, she noticed they were being attacked by a swarm of bees. Seeing her injured friend, Annie instinctively clenched her fist. In the next instant, all the surrounding bees exploded and died. Annie was stunned by what she had witnessed. Not wanting to be seen as a monster, she asked her friend to keep this secret. The next day, several children found some fruit in the back mountain. Despite knowing the fruit was poisonous, they swallowed it anyway. They had played this game many times before. Anyone who was poisoned just needed to get near Annie's house to be instantly cured. But this time, David's condition didn't improve. Looking through the window, they discovered Annie wasn't home. The mayor had taken her out fishing early that morning. In desperation, the residents rushed the child to the Long Bankrupt Hospital while another group hurried to the seaside to fetch Annie. Despite their frantic efforts, they arrived too late. The boy had already been covered with a white sheet, no longer breathing. David's parents, unwilling to accept this fate, begged Annie to save their child. Under everyone's hopeful gaze, Annie solemnly placed her hand on the boy's body. But no miracle occurred. Annie's special abilities could not resurrect the dead. This incident left Annie deeply depressed. She blamed herself, believing she was responsible for the boy's death. Unwilling to give up, Annie picked up a dead bee from the ground. But as time passed, the bee in her hand showed no signs of revival. Unexpectedly, after this incident, Annie's special abilities mysteriously vanished. She could no longer heal the local residents, and the fishermen's catches dwindled to almost nothing. A week passed this way. The local residents held an emergency meeting overnight, deeply anxious and fearful about their future. Early the next morning, they brought gifts to comfort Annie, praying for her divine powers to return soon. That evening, as her mother was putting Annie to bed, she inadvertently noticed that a cut from earlier in the day was healing rapidly. Could Annie's superpowers have returned?